Once upon a time, piggy banks and savings accounts were the magical tools that could set you up for a cozy future. But times have changed, and so has our world. We're in the midst of a giant economic transformation, just like how a caterpillar turns into a butterfly. And just as a caterpillar must adapt to its new wings, we must learn to navigate this new economic landscape. Benjamin Franklin once said, "An investment in knowledge pays the best interest." And that's precisely what we're here to do. Invest in understanding the shifts in our economy. No longer can we cling to old money habits and hope they'll work. We must dive deep, learn, and adapt, ensuring our financial dreams aren't left behind. So why is our economy changing? Well, from digital money to global marketplaces, many factors are stirring the pot. But don't worry, with every challenge comes an opportunity. As we journey together through this guide, we'll unlock the secrets of today's economy and arm you with a foolproof 3-step plan to soar financially. Imagine being a sailor and the winds of the sea keep changing. Would you fear the wind or learn to adjust your sails? Similarly, as the winds of the economy shift, we must be ready not just to adjust our sails, but to harness the wind to take us exactly where we want to go. Join us as we set sail into the future of finance, ensuring that you're not just ready but thriving in this brave new world. Let the journey begin. Historical context: a glimpse into the past. Back in the day, around the 1970s, the world looked quite different, especially in personal finance and the economy. Have you ever watched an old movie and wondered why everyone lived comfortably in big houses, drove shiny cars, and had picnics every weekend? Well, the economic dynamics back then were quite different from today's. Economic comparison: the 1970s versus today. In the 1970s, inflation and interest rates might have been high, but so were job stability and predictable economic growth opportunities. It was the post-World War II boom. Businesses were growing, industries were flourishing, and optimism was in the air. The value of the dollar went a long way, and the cost of living was relatively lower. Fast forward to today, and we see a world more interconnected than ever. The rise of technology, globalization, and changing job markets have led to a vastly different economic environment. The past is a foreign country. They do things differently there. L.P. Hartley. One-income household sufficiency in the 1970s. Back in the 1970s, it was common for families to thrive on just one income. Picture this: Dad would go to work while Mom would stay home, taking care of the kids and managing the household. This was possible because one salary was often enough to cover the cost of a home, a car, groceries, and even a yearly vacation or two. College tuition was affordable, and many families could save without sweat. Modern challenges of two-income households. Flash to our current era, and the script has flipped dramatically. Due to rising costs in housing, education, healthcare, and other essentials, many families need help to make ends meet, even with two incomes. The dream of owning a home feels distant for many young adults, and the price of a college degree has skyrocketed, often leading to hefty student loans. Many families juggle multiple jobs, cut back on expenses, and find saving money challenging. The American dream has evolved, with new challenges for the modern family. Change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past or present are certain to miss the future. John F. Kennedy. But remember, while challenges have increased, so have opportunities. There are new avenues and methods to achieve financial stability and success. As we delve deeper into our guide, we'll explore ways to navigate this new terrain, just as our grandparents and parents did in their times. Every era comes with its own hurdles, but we can leap over them with knowledge and adaptability toward a prosperous future. Understanding the shift: financial statistics breakdown. To truly grasp how the economic landscape has transformed over the years, let's dive into some key financial statistics. These numbers aren't just digits on a page, they tell a story of changing times, aspirations, and challenges families face across decades. Comparison of median household income from 1972 to 2021. 1972, the median household income was roughly $9,697. Sounds low? Well, remember, the value of money was quite different. In today's dollars, after adjusting for inflation, that would be closer to $60,000. 2021. Fast forward to this year, and the median household income hovered around $68,700. An increase, yes, but when we compare it to the rising costs in various sectors, the picture becomes more nuanced. The numbers tell a story. They tell us where we've been, where we are, and where we're potentially headed. Anonymous. Comparison of median home price, new car cost, and university tuition from 1972 to 2021. Number 1. Median home price. 1972. Back then, the median price of a new home was approximately $27,600. Adjusted for inflation, that would be around $170,000 in 2021 dollars. 2021, the median home price rocketed to an astonishing $375,000. Clearly, housing costs have risen at a rate far beyond inflation. Number 2. New car cost. 1972. You could drive off the car lot with a brand new vehicle for a median price of about $3,853. After accounting for inflation, that would be nearly $24,000 in today's money. 2021. The median cost of a new car was close to $40,000, again indicating a rise beyond just inflation adjustments. Number 3. University tuition. 1972, an average year at a public university would cost you around $500 in tuition fees. When adjusted for inflation, it translates to approximately $3,100 in today's dollars. 2021, well, hold on to your hats. The average tuition for a public university was around $10,560. This significant rise is a testament to how education costs have skyrocketed, leading many to accrue substantial student debt. Price is what you pay. Value is what you get. Warren Buffett. Well, these figures underline the upward price trend and the disparity between income growth and the inflation of essential expenses. While incomes have risen, the costs of fundamental needs, homes, cars, and education, have surged disproportionately. This shift underscores the necessity for adaptive financial strategies, a keen understanding of the economic landscape, and informed decision-making. As we progress, we delve into actionable steps to navigate these challenges and work towards a secure financial future. Factors driving the change. The new economy unveiled. Our journey through the financial landscape requires us to peel back the layers and understand the forces propelling these shifts. The world doesn't change overnight, and our economic situation is no exception. Two significant factors have played instrumental roles in molding today's economy: the departure from the gold standard and the consequential ripple effects of inflation. Departure from the gold standard and its impact. What is the gold standard? Well, simply put, the gold standard was a system where a country's currency or paper money had a value directly linked to gold. In essence, you could exchange your money for a guaranteed amount of gold. This system was prevalent in many parts of the world for much of the 19th and early 20th centuries. The shift away. In 1971, President Richard Nixon announced the U.S. would no longer exchange dollars for gold, a move often called the Nixon shock. This decision effectively ended the gold standard for the U.S. dollar and set a new course for the world economy. Consequences. Removing the gold peg meant governments now had more flexibility to print money. While this offered a way to manage economic downturns, it also introduced the potential for unchecked money supply growth. This newfound ability could lead to inflationary pressures. Gold was a way to discipline money, but when the gold tether was cut, it also unleashed the boundless creation of fiat money. Peter Schiff. Resulting inflation and its effect on various economic classes. The inflation story. Inflation, at its core, is the rate at which the general level of prices for goods and services rises, causing purchasing power to fall. While a modest amount of inflation can be beneficial, acting as a catalyst for spending and investment, excessive inflation erodes the purchasing power of money. Economic classes and inflation. Different economic classes often experience the effects of inflation in varied manners. The wealthy. Those with significant assets, especially in real estate or stocks, might benefit from inflation, as the nominal value of these assets often rises. Middle class. This group can feel the pinch more acutely, especially if wages don't keep pace with rising costs. Fixed costs, like mortgages or car loans, might become more burdensome if real income adjusted for inflation, stagnates or declines. Lower income groups. The impact here can be even more pronounced. Essential goods like food and transportation can become more expensive, while wages might not rise in tandem. Inflation is the one form of taxation that can be imposed without legislation. Milton Friedman. As we delve deeper into this new economic era, understanding these pivotal changes and their ramifications becomes essential. The departure from the gold standard and the complexities of inflation are but pieces of the puzzle. By comprehending these shifts, we can better strategize for the future, ensuring our financial decisions are informed and effective. Decoding the hidden challenges. Inflation as a hidden tax. Inflation, often dubbed the silent thief, has a stealthy way of affecting our finances. It subtly chips away at the value of our money, reshaping our purchasing power and the actual value of our savings. But just as every coin has two sides, inflation is no different. Let's unravel the hidden challenges and understand the duality of this economic phenomenon. Negative impacts of inflation on purchasing power and savings. Eroding purchasing power. Imagine having $100 today, but a year from now, due to a 5% inflation rate, what you could purchase for $100 today might cost you $105. Your money's worth has diminished, even if the number on your dollar bill hasn't changed. This erosion of purchasing power means you'll need to earn more to maintain your current standard of living. The silent diminisher of savings. If you've been diligently stashing away money in a savings account thinking it's growing, you think again. With an average inflation rate of 2 to 3%, you lose money in real terms if your savings aren't earning an equivalent or higher return. $100 saved today could be worth less in terms of purchasing power in the future. Inflation is when you pay $15 for the $10 haircut you used to get for $5 when you had hair. Sam Ewing. The counterintuitive benefits of inflation for the informed and wealthy. Debt reduction in real terms. Inflation can be a blessing in disguise for those with fixed-rate loans like mortgages. Let's say you borrowed $200,000 at a fixed interest rate. As years go by and inflation continues, you'll be repaying that loan with cheaper dollars, making the real value of the debt shrink. Asset appreciation. The wealthy often invest in assets like real estate, stocks, and commodities, which tend to rise in value during inflationary periods. This means that while the nominal price of these assets increases, their real value might stay the same or even appreciate, offering a protective hedge against inflation. Strategic investment decisions. Informed investors can turn inflation to their advantage. Understanding sectors and industries that benefit during inflationary periods can position their portfolios for potential growth. I see inflation as being a big advantage when it comes to long-term tangible assets like real estate. Robert Kiyosaki. In conclusion, while inflation presents clear challenges, especially to the average saver, it's not an impossible beast. Understanding its nuances and adjusting strategies accordingly makes it possible to navigate the financial landscape, even during inflationary times, with foresight and agility. Knowledge is indeed power, especially when it comes to your money. Facing the new reality. Economic reality check. In the vast world of finance and economy, inflation is both a guidepost and a warning sign. It's not an irregular occurrence, but a steadfast reality woven into the fabric of our economic tapestry. So what exactly is this phenomenon that touches all our lives, and how does it shape our reality? Well, inflation has long been a constant companion in economies worldwide. The idea isn't to eradicate inflation completely, but to harness and manage it. This is where the Federal Reserve, or the Fed, steps in. Contrary to what some might believe, the Fed's goal isn't to eliminate inflation, but to regulate it, ensuring that it hovers around a beneficial rate, typically close to 2%. This subtle increase in prices is indicative of a healthy, thriving economy. As the famed economist Milton Friedman once said, inflation is always and everywhere a monetary phenomenon. The Fed's tools, like adjusting interest rates, are crafted to strike a balance, promoting economic growth without letting prices spiral out of control. But how does this affect us, the everyday people? Well, when prices increase over time, especially when wages don't follow suit, it forces us to recalibrate our dreams and goals. Buying a house or a car takes a back seat, or we swap vacations for staycations. A pay raise might seem like a cause for joy. Yet if inflation outpaces wage growth, we're running on a financial treadmill, covering ground without really moving forward. In the humorous words of Mae West, too much of a good thing can be wonderful. While she wasn't talking about inflation, her words remind us of the need for balance, even in our economy. Navigating the complex waters of inflation means recognizing its ongoing presence and understanding its nuances. This knowledge empowers us to make choices that bring our aspirations to life. Turning challenges to opportunities. Opportunities amid challenges. At first glance, inflation might seem like the villain of our financial story. Rising prices, dwindling savings, and the subtle erosion of our hard-earned money paint a bleak picture. But what if, within this challenge, there's a silver lining? An opportunity that, with the proper knowledge, can transform how we view and harness inflation? Well, in the words of Albert Einstein, in the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. This sentiment rings true, even in the world of finance. With the proper perspective and strategies, inflation isn't just an economic hurdle. It can catalyze financial growth. Here's the catch. Inflation is like a tide. If you're unprepared, it might wash away the foundations of your wealth. But for those in the know, those who've equipped themselves with financial literacy, this same tide can lift their boats, propelling them towards new horizons. Inflation increases the cost of assets like real estate, stocks, and businesses. If you're invested in these areas, the rising tide of inflation can inflate the value of your investments over time. Consider real estate. As inflation increases the general price level, property value can also increase, allowing homeowners and investors to benefit from appreciation. Stocks, too, often rise with inflation, as companies raise prices to match increased costs, thus boosting their revenue and potentially their share price. It's crucial to recognize that this isn't about beating inflation. Instead, it's about aligning our future sails to catch the winds of change, leveraging them to chart a prosperous course. As the saying goes, knowledge is power. Armed with financial wisdom and a proactive approach, we can weather inflation's challenges and turn them into opportunities, turning rising tides into stepping stones toward a brighter financial future. The 3-step approach. Strategies for financial success. We must arm ourselves with actionable strategies in our journey toward financial success in today's ever-evolving economy. Here's a 3-step approach that can serve as your compass. Number 1. Strategically spend less. Our first strategy centers on mindfulness in spending. Remember, every dollar saved is a dollar earned. Understand the distinction between your needs, the essentials for daily living, and your wants, those nice-to-have items. By crafting a well-thought-out budget and emphasizing value-driven purchases, you're already on the path to financial stability. And always remember the wise words of Benjamin Franklin. Beware of little expenses. A small leak will sink a giant ship. Number 2. Strategically earn more. The dynamic nature of today's economy offers myriad ways to boost income. Continuous learning and upskilling can lead to higher earning potential in your primary job. At the same time, the rise of the gig economy and freelancing platforms provide a vast ocean of opportunities to add to your income. As they say, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Diversify your income streams, ensuring stability even in turbulent times. Number 3. Strategically invest. The most vital step is to make your money work for you. As Warren Buffett advises, do not save what is left after spending. Instead, spend what is left after saving. Understand the investment landscape, seeking to diversify to protect against inflation. Whether it's stocks, real estate, precious metals, or the burgeoning realm of digital currencies, informed investing can be your key to preserving and growing your wealth. The silver lining. Seizing the opportunity. Change often brings challenges, but it also ushers in opportunities. The evolving financial landscape presents growth avenue for those willing to adapt and learn. By embracing the above-mentioned strategies, you're not just surviving, you're poised to thrive in the new economy. The need for proactivity. No time for complacency. Gone are the days when one could coast along and expect wealth to accumulate passively. Adaptability and proactive decision-making are your allies in today's dynamic financial climate. To quote Charles Darwin, "It's not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent. It is the one most adaptable to change." Emphasize continuous learning and education, for they are your shields against uncertainty, ensuring a stable and prosperous financial future. In this ever-shifting landscape of the new world economy, adaptation becomes our strongest suit, and it offers more than mere survival. It unveils a path laden with opportunities for unparalleled growth. Embracing the right strategies and fostering a relentless passion for learning equip us with the armor to face any financial storm. As we set sail on this journey, let's remind ourselves of a timeless adage: "Fortune favors the bold." But in our world today, it also favors the informed. So arm yourself with knowledge, tread with wisdom, and step into the future not with trepidation, but with unyielding confidence. If this message resonates with you, please do us a favor. Like, subscribe, and share this video. Let's equip as many as possible with the tools for a brighter financial future.